Hello glitter angels, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, this is going to be a recommendations type of video. So this is going to be me discussing about the Chicago suburb locations. So for the first video, I'm going to be describing some general recommendations that I would like to give, not a specific type of place or whatever district, but for the future ones I'd like to mention some specific places. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I figured a lot of my college friends are not familiar with the Chicago suburbs at all whatsoever. Well, probably they're familiar with Chicago and the South Loop, West Loop, or the Chicago Loop in general. But I'm going to give some Chicago suburb locations that you could visit, and also including some pretty common hotspots around Chicago. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video and let's get started. So I do have a list of these places on a sheet of paper, so I'm going to read from there. So we're going to start off with the category of the place and also the name and where it can be found. So this may sound complicated, but I promise to go plain and simple so that it'd be easier to work with. In the meantime, let's get into it. If you're watching this right now, I recommend that you take out your phone, laptop, or tablet and go to Google Maps. So let's just get started. So for common locations, so I'm going to start off with that, because why not? One of the recommendations I have is the Art Institute of Chicago, specifically in the Chicago Loop. So I've been there before, you might have seen my vlog about it. And this is the same location where I got this really cool painting bag. It was located at the gift shop. So reason why I recommend the Art Institute of Chicago, well, it's perfect for those who are art lovers in general or who are passionate about art in general. And especially for someone myself who's into modern art and digital art. So here are some couple pictures that I might have taken while I was there. And I have been there a couple times actually, so I've actually found it pretty interesting because after you visit the museum, then you get to decide on what restaurants you like to go to next for lunch or dinner or something like that. And then for the second one, I have the Chicago Botanic Garden located in Glencoe. First of all, because they have such beautiful plants and flowers, and it's great for those who love nature. And also it is a great location to take pictures, especially if you're into taking photo shoots or doing landscape shots. And especially a great way to spend time with friends and family. And speaking of, I actually got to go to the Chicago Botanic Garden with my family, kind of. So we had fun going there, and we also went to brunch together. I do love the Chicago Botanic Garden. It's also a great place to walk. A great way to get your steps in. Next, I'm going to go on to, like, malls and stores or places to shop. So we're going to go on to the next category. For places to shop, I don't have a specific order, so it's going to be in a random order. So one of the first recommendations I have is the Woodfield Mall located in Schaumburg. Reason why, because they have a lot more stores compared to Northbrook Court, which used to be one of my favorite places to go to, but unfortunately I don't really see a lot of options at Northbrook Court anymore. But that is totally fine. The Woodfield Mall is a great place for people who love to shop, like myself, and they do have really interesting stores related to retail, food, and even those really cute plushies that I'm obsessed with. And fun fact, they also do have places where they sell a lot of Hello Kitty and a lot of other cute stuff that match my aesthetic. So Woodfield Mall is kind of like a new place where I could really be myself, and I highly recommend it. I highly recommend that you go there. It's just so fun to be at. They also have a food court too. So if you have a specific favorite restaurant that you like to go to, it may be over there. So for the second recommendation I have for those who love to shop, it would be the Brook Center, which is located in Oak Brook. Yes, that is another district. Again, they have multiple stores that a lot of people love. And also, like, the mall looks really big on the outside and also inside. It may get a little confusing but for the first time, but once you go there a couple times you'll get used to it. I could say it's quite a walk sometimes, but it's fun though. It's like shop till you drop. Now we're going to go on to restaurants. These restaurants I'm talking about you could have for lunch or for dinner. So, yep, now we're going to move on to that. Now we're going to move on to the third category, which is restaurants and places to eat. And also some of them are considered first-timers. Well, I'll get into that in a little bit. So, I'm going to give my honest opinion and review about the restaurants that I've been to probably more than 5 times. But let's get into it anyway. So one of the restaurants I highly recommend is anything that's Japanese. Like any Japanese restaurant will do. So the one I've listed on the paper is Kamehachi. So it is a Japanese restaurant located in the downtown Northbrook area. And interesting fact, I went there with my mom and my grandparents for lunch, so that was great. I got a poke bowl and these delicious tartare tacos, like the wonton tacos, if you know what I'm trying to say. And then another recommendation I have is Blaze Pizza, which can be found at either Niles or Evanston. So for those that don't know what Blaze Pizza is, it is basically a pizza place where they can accommodate vegan cheese for people that cannot ingest dairy like myself. So they're nice enough to accommodate that. And they also can accommodate vegetarian or vegan pizza, so that's awesome. And also gluten-free too, can't forget that. Reason why I recommend Blaze Pizza is because it's great for those who love pizza despite having food restrictions. So most people usually go to Domino's, Little Caesars, Illuminati's, or just whatever pizza place they could think of, and that's not me. And then for the next recommendation I have is Poke Holly, which can be found in Buffalo Grove. The reason why I recommend that is because they can accommodate vegetarian options also. So if you don't like fish or you're choosing to not have fish or any kind of meat. And also they have a create your own poke bowl and also have a menu which has different kinds of poke bowl options, which they're awesome. So I usually go with the create your own poke bowl because I feel that way a lot. I don't know if you guys come across my food Instagram page, but I have been putting a lot of poke bowls. I'm crazy about them, you guys. And then I'm gonna move on to some first time places that I went to. So although I don't have my 100% recommendation yet, I'd like to give a little brief review so that you could decide on going there beforehand so you won't be scared. First timer that I like to mention is Elephant and Vine in Evanston. That is a vegan restaurant. So they do a lot of meat alternatives and substitutions. First time I was there, I was with my mom and Aunt Ellen, and oh my gosh, the lunch that we got from there was so delicious. So I would give that a 10 for 10. Literally a 10 for 10. Even if I went there for the first time, it's somewhere that I would love to go to again. Now for the second first timer, I would say we also went to this Kyoto Garden Modern Japanese restaurant for dinner the other day, which is located in Glenview. And I'm not gonna lie, the service was it was great and all, but the food was I would say I give the place overall like an 8 out of 10, which isn't bad at all. Like there are some parts that could be improved, but I overall loved the food that I ordered. So, and also if you're curious, I remembered getting these crispy spicy tuna rolls and also a tempura udon, which is one of my favorite Japanese foods ever. So that I can recommend for those who love Japanese food also. And then for another first timer, I would have to say the Brunch Factory in Riverwoods. So after I was with my family at the Botanic Garden, so after we went there, we went to the Brunch Factory for our brunch. And while I was there, I remember getting an iced coffee and avocado toast, which was super delicious, and also some hash browns made without butter. So yeah, first time I was there, I would say that they were able to accommodate my food allergies, and also my cousin, who also has the same food allergies as I do. So that was really nice of them to do that. I would have to say Brunch Factory served us pretty well, so I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, that's pretty much it for some first timers. Now I'm gonna go on to some places where you could get one of my favorite foods in the whole entire world, which is boba tea. You guessed it. Well, you guys already know I cannot have milk tea, but I can have the basic tea with the tapioca pearls, or the boba, which we'll get onto right now. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to some boba places, because one of my favorite parts of Chicago is definitely the boba places, whether it's in the city or in the suburbs. Yeah, we do have quite a lot of boba places in Chicago, and also LA and New York, I'm sure. So I'm gonna start off with the first boba place that I recommend, which is Kung Fu Tea, located in Glenview. I remember being there with my best friend last summer, and I remember getting I think it was like a basic black tea that was sweetened with boba. I can't really remember, but first time I had Kung Fu Tea over there was really good. I mean, they were still nice enough to accommodate the dairy allergies that I had. I would say I'd give it like a 8.5, but it's still a bubble tea shop that I would love to go again, hopefully as often as possible. And then we do have Liquid Fusion, which is located in Deerfield. For Liquid Fusion, they don't just have like boba tea or like milk tea, but they also do have these really delicious fruit freezes that you could add boba to it. And oh my gosh, I have loved their fruit freezes. I highly recommend those. Liquid Fusion, I would have to go with a 9.5 out of 10. So basically, for any boba tea places, it doesn't have to be just about the tea. It could be about desserts and other treats and stuff. Oh, and speaking of treats, I'll get on to that right now. First place I recommend is Graeter's, which they sell ice cream, really delicious ice cream, which is also located in downtown Northbrook. I would like to grab a sorbet. The sorbets are dairy-free. There's no nuts, no dairy. It's great for those who are lactose intolerant or can't eat dairy at all. What I love about Graeter's is the different fruit sorbet flavors. Like, you might have seen a couple pictures in some of the vlogs that I put up, or maybe on my Instagram feed. First few times I've got Graeter's, at first I wasn't sure what to say about it, but then I've gotten used to it. Another place I'd recommend is Cinnaholic, which can be found in Schaumburg or Evanston. So they are kosher, and it's another dairy and nut-free option for me to have. Whenever I go to Cinnaholic, I remember getting the Cookie Monster one, which was one of my favorites from them. And I also did try the s'more one, which was also a 10 out of 10. I would definitely recommend Cinnaholic for those who are big sweet tooth girls. I do recommend Cinnaholic because they do have cinnamon buns that come with the delicious icing that they add, and also the yummy toppings. I mean, there's just way too many choices. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This was really interesting to make, and it definitely brought me out of my comfort zone. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe down below to be part of the Glitter Angel family. And also make sure you have the bell notifications turned on so that you're one of the first to catch up on my content. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, peace out. Bye.